Um. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay, okay, let's just stop the server. Okay. Um. Now, let me go to wherever it says Qwen. We're gonna change that to what models do I have? I have this one. Okay. Qwen 3. So it's gonna be that. That's the one you're gonna use. Not this one. Okay. Am I? Yeah, I'm up. Okay. Try Qwen 3.54 BGGUF. Actually, I needed to keep the LM Studio community thing. That's the model we're using. Okay. Now we rebuild. It should load the right model now. All right. Let's see if this doesn't crash my computer. Okay, is it loading the model? Oh, my server's not running. Okay, this is loading a lot faster. I have to tell it probably in like no reasoning. Service fails, status 4, bad request. Try again. Did my server crash? Disable thinking. Okay. API v1 models. API v1 chat. Okay, let me try one more time. Error, channel error. LM Studio. You think maybe it's too big for the context? What is the context for this? 8192. Let's just put it to. Okay, no, that's gonna take a lot of memory. Let's put it maybe to like I don't know, like 50,000 for now. 50,000 tokens. Let's load a model. Let's load a model. We'll load this one. CPU. Okay, so right now it's how much it takes. When I put it to like 50,000, took like 4 gigabytes. I think maybe like 15,000 is fine. And then no thinking. Can I set that up from here? Okay, now we go to inference. We do no thinking. Okay, that didn't crash stream. We're good. Now let's try. Okay, it's doing it.
What we do here is go back.
40 tokens per second. No crashing of stream. We're good. For, I think. Maybe. Okay, let's go, Qwen. You got this. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, let me go back to quote Qwen. So let's do this in a different window. This is perfect. And now we're gonna make a directory for Qwen. And here, we'll copy this. Instead of path to data, we'll do /vector_db. Permission denied while trying to connect to the Docker API at Unix. Run. Okay, I don't know what that means. Do I have to do sudo? Oh. That just worked. Localhost 0633. Crap. Okay. Expected end of string, but instead reached end of data. What happened? Okay, so it wasn't able to parse the sections, but this was the response. Okay, Qwen's up. Okay. Now how do I use it? Getting started. That's for cloud. Installation, okay. Okay, let's ask Claude. Why not? I have Qwen running on my computer on Docker. How do I use C# I guess .NET to use it. Connect to the DB. Okay. Let's go up. This is API and then core. I guess this would be, at work I've been calling it infrastructure. Here I'm just gonna call it for what it is, for what it is. Or infrastructure, normally what I was referring to at work was something that's external. Like agents, like you connect to third-party APIs. Let's call it adapters then. But it's not necessarily an adapter though. Wait. Okay, we'll just put it in core. Let's call it vectordb.cs. Save it. Go to here. Copy this entire thing. Boop, boop. We don't need using any of these. This is gonna be called vectordb. We can do the boop. Perfect. Okay, let's save for now, and then let's go here. This is our backend. This is our other thing. Okay, we'll do the trick that I showed last time, which is just Control-Z to stop the process. And .NET add package qwen.client. We'll add it to core. Okay. And now we do UFG. And so now I should be able to say using qwen.client. Ah, that works. Okay, we'll do this. It's running on port 6333, so we'll change that. Okay. What don't you like about bar? Okay, this is gonna be sort of our constructor. So, what does this return? A Qwen client, obviously. So, we'll have a private Qwen client called client. And on the constructor, which is gonna be similar to this, public, okay. So public vector db. Then we're gonna instantiate our client. I don't know how this works right now. All right. I mean, okay, let's just create a collection. I assume this is sort of like a database table, or like creating a database or something. I have to look into how this works. But let's just do this. Where do you put async? Not valid for this item, so the constructor can't be async. Okay, well, let's create another function. We'll create public void. Just call it create collection, and then we'll do this in here, and be async public void. Qwen client gRPC. Okay. What does this return? Returns a task. I should learn how async works, but let's just do this, and it's just gonna be a sanity test to check if this is working. Somebody took their their ex's voice messages and made it into a song, which wouldn't, honestly, it's not that weird. A lot of people do it. Anywho, all right, okay, let's go back here, and in our API program.cs, let's create a route. App map get, and it's gonna be, just call it vector db. It's gonna be async. And here we're just gonna do I don't know, vector db. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Does that automatically? Nope. Huh? This should be like this, and then it should be like that, I guess. Vector db. We're just calling it vdb equals vector db. The constructor. Do you know? Oh, it does. Wait, what do we do for chunk? In here, new say. Oh, new, right? New vector db. Just do var here. And after we create it, we just do await vdb dot what do you mean it can be? No. var results equals await bdb dot, what the hell? Okay, let's go to vector db. Create collection. Create collection. I don't know why it wasn't showing me that before. Cannot await void. Oh, right, it has to return a task. Vector db right here. Let's think. Task, and then whatever returns. This is the task. Think that works? Cannot await void. Okay. Return results dot, okay. Okay, let's do a sanity check. Am I saying no? Most definitely not. Alright, so here, let's do vector db and we check that there's no errors. Okay, so let's see the stack trace. The server is invalid HTTP version specified. What? Okay. So the client doesn't seem to be communicating properly. SDK .NET. What do you mean 63334? Mine went on 63333. You must use HTTPS. Referencing system.net.http one handler and configuring widgets as for gRPC. So now I need an HTTPS. Okay. My app is currently not using HTTPS. And I see this on the documentation for Qwen's client. Go exit this. Now the modern, that is .NET framework? Ah. TLS connection, since your local computer and Docker isn't using HTTPS. You throw an error. To fix, you just need to one line to allow an encrypted HTTPS for your local dev environment. At the very start of your app, top up program.cs before everything touches. Okay. All right. So at the top, I guess here, we do that, and it should work now. All right. So we go here, and we do that. I added the app context line, and I still get this error. I don't think it's that. Try 127. How did I start this? It should be localhost. Oh. Ah. Confirm the lookup port is actually gRPC and reachable. Only 6333 is mapped. Add 6334 and restart the container. Okay. Let's do that here. No. Docker PS. Qwen 6333 to 6333 and 6334 TCP. Okay, let's just show this to Claude. Docker PS message. Exposed by the image, but not published to your host. There's no mapping. Okay. I mean, I'll do this, and then I'll come back up here. Minus P 6334 to 6334. Now if I do Docker PS again, don't know if that means what I think it means, but we're testing gRP curl. Okay. I don't have gRP curl. Let's do the other test. If I go to this, but instead of this, 127.0.0.1, and let's say 6334. Then I stop my backend, start it again. Okay. I go here. Oh! Okay. Seems like it created it. So if I look at collections, I have collections papers. Nice. Okay, so it is sort of working. Okay, now I need an embeddings model. Embeddings. Actually, let me ask Claude. I need an embeddings model for RAG, right? What should I use if I'm using not like LLM, LM Studio? Now I can embed v1.5. Okay, I noticed that I think I have a model already. Yeah, now I can embed v1.5. It's very light, right? Yeah, 80 point however many megabytes. Okay, nomic embed. I think this is the one that I have. Okay, so let's set up the, okay, we have the section parser agent. Now we need to create like an embeddings model. So, embeddings model.ts, whatever. Let me see if I can remember. Namespace, litrag, core. Is this correct? And then public class, embeddings model. And now we have var client. I need to copy a lot of this. Okay, how do I use Microsoft Agent Framework to create embeddings with, however, nomic embed? Can I do that? Add singleton. Uh, I will do this eventually. That's probably a good idea. Dependency injection, I think, is what this means. I'm not using it right now, but it is a good idea eventually. I'm creating classes for now. Which I should probably do it in singletons eventually, but let's just get the logic done. And then... and then maybe what I'll do is I will pass the code through like a coding agent and then ask it to like give me suggestions on how to make it better. But for now, let's do this part. Okay. So, go back to vector, not vector DB, embeddings model. Copy these. Now we'll do a public embeddings model. So what you need to generate the embeddings is an embedding generator. Okay. Okay, so let's go back up. So we need an embedding generator. So let's say I embedding generator. Oh, it just suggests a name. That's nice. And so here we do this whole process. And 1, 2, 3, 4 v1, OpenAI client, new API credential, yep. So this is not the right path. The right path would be this. And then the nomic embed. Actually, no. The nomic. And then here the people. That. The X embedding generator, and now here. Private member. Okay, so this is actually private Embedding can be removed as the value assigned to it is never read. For now. I will read it in a second. And now here, public generate embeddings. Okay. I don't know what's gonna return. It's gonna return embeddings. Maybe an embedding array or something, or like a list of embedding. Let's. It's technically a read-only. E.vector is a read-only memory. Don't know. We'll just call it an I enumerable. Of embedding, and just generate embeddings, and that's going to be done for some text. Okay, and then here we copy this, and I'm going to adapt it a little bit. Okay, this has to be async. And so it's actually going to return a task of I enumerable embedding, I think. So instead of this, we're going to do text right here. This doesn't really matter to me. Chunks equals new list of string, chunk 1 text, chunk 2 text, chunk 2, 3. Oh, this is for like multiple texts, I guess. What does this return? Generate async. It returns a single embedding. Okay. Let's do it this way. So it's not an I enumerable embedding, so we're not returning multiple, we're just returning a single one. Task of embedding. And so we'll return that. Okay, generate embeddings, generates the embeddings. Great. Now we have this in core. Now we can go into our API. So VectorDB creates the VectorDB and whatever. So let's actually do more than that. We created the collection. We created the collection. Now let's generate the embeddings. So embeddings model var embeddings model equals new. We'll create a new embeddings model. And then embeddings model dot generate embeddings of, let's say, hello world. And then we'll just call it embeddings embedding. And now let's save a single embedding inside our VectorDB. So let's go back a little bit to the example. Let's say I have an embedding from the embedding generator. How do I insert it into the Qwen DB? I have the embedding, right? Okay, new point struct upsert async. Let's do that. Okay, so so I guess you can insert some other stuff. So this is the vectors itself, and then this is like some additional information. Okay. So let's go back to our vector DB. This one right here. And this is create collection. We'll create another one that's called insert point or whatever. Let's call it insert point. I know it's an upsert. So we receive some embedding. Receive an array. Actually, let me see what that does. Before I see what I put here. Embedding dot vector dot to array. Oh, result 0 dot vector, I guess. Okay, so embedding 0 dot vector dot to array. Just a single embedding. Mm, okay, my embedding generator returns a how do I pass this into the vector DB? Yo, how's it going? Oh, how long ago was this? 2 minutes ago. How's it going, Akini? I don't know if you're still here, but what's up? I'm just working right now on, I'm just doing a very simple test. I insert some text and generate the embeddings using an embeddings model. And then I insert those embeddings into a vector database. That's all I want to do. Very, very, very simple. But I'm running, like, this is very new to me, so I'm running into some troubles, and I'm trying to troubleshoot with Claude. If it's embedding float, common case. Just dot vector. I can't do dot vector. Maybe it's in the way I'm doing the embedding generator. It returns an embedding. I don't know if this helps in anything. Ah, now I have the vector. Okay, and then the vector dot to array. Okay. So now let's copy. I just had a generic struct instead. Okay, let's go back up here. Oh, so I was. I'm gonna receive an embedding of vector. What is embedding dot vector dot to array return? Did I keep that open? To array. Read-only memory float. It returns a float array. Okay. So, in the vector DB, right here, insert point is gonna receive a float array embedding, and then a string text, which is the text that I received. Now we do this part. This is batch, just a single one. Okay. And then, you know what? I should have like an overlay that shows the chat. It just kind of sticks on my screen. Or I should be looking at it on my phone, maybe. I don't know. I have to figure that out because I'm currently on like a one screen setup and it's not working for this. Okay, so actually that's fine. Chunk test is just gonna be text. Some paper ID and methodology, just not insert that. Also not gonna return anything. Okay. Now we go back to program.cs. And after we generate the embeddings, we take those same embeddings and we insert them into vector DB. So await bdb dot insert point embedding dot vector dot to array. And we need, okay, we're just gonna say string text equals hello world. I guess I could do var here. How's that? Hello. We do that, and then we just put text here, and then we put text here. And let me see. Oh, let me see one thing. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's restart my server. Okay, and what is the route for it again? Vector DB. It should just insert this point immediately. Let's see if it works. It does not. Already exists. Is there a create collection upsert? Okay, that just kind of works. If, oh wait. Let's call it papers. If it doesn't exist, then create it. And let's do curly brackets because right now it's not very readable. Okay, now do that, do that. Connection refused. My server's running. Is it not local host? Oh, it's probably this. Alright. 10.88, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so wherever it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let me copy this while I'm here. Here. That should be it. And then yep. That looks fine. Restart the server. Okay. And load the model. Invalid argument, detail, wrong input, vector dimension, expected dimension 1536, got 1768. Okay, so that should be easy to fix. And the way we do that is we go to our vector DB. Size 1536. This is where I got the 1536. We need 768. Don't know why. I'm not gonna ask. And now we need to go into here and actually delete this collection. And now we can rebuild. And now we can do that. It worked, I think. No errors. Qwen. No errors. Reloop. 1 point. Hello world. Lang 768. Open graph. Yeah, I don't know how do you work this, but sure. We have a point. Okay. That's really good progress in my opinion. I think everything went pretty smoothly today. Okay, so let's do a little recap of what we did today, and we're gonna do that through a git diff. So let's do git diff. Okay, so we changed the model to Qwen 3.5 4B so that it doesn't kill stream every time I use it. we figured out how to use the like how we downloaded. We didn't download it; it was already downloaded in LM Studio by default. But we used that embeddings model that's already downloaded, and we figured out how to use it. Um, we installed Qwen as a vector DB, and we figured out how to use it. And we also connected all of those parts. We created an embedding using our embedding generator using the model from LM Studio. Then we put that embedding inside the vector DB. I think that's good progress for today. Next stream, now that we have this ready, which is kind of cool, next stream we're gonna work on just taking like the text from like the chunk sections and then putting it into the embeddings, and then those embeddings getting put into the DB. And we're gonna do that for one PDF. Try it, at least. I know there's one thing that we need to do. Actually, do we need to fix that? Because right now the like section parsing, it's not working because we're using a kind of like bad model, and it's kind of slow. But I think that's fine. I just need to figure out how to like parse it properly, or like say the request failed or something. See if it works maybe 1 out of 5 times or something like that. But anyway, we don't actually need that to work right now. We can leave it as is and then troubleshoot it in the future. What we can do in the meanwhile is just like take the chunks that we got previously and then just use those to put into the embeddings in the vector DB. And then I think after we're done that, we can start creating the front end for it. We can start creating like a thing where you like you have some input where you type in your question, and then that queries the vector DB and for like the points and everything. And then we're also gonna create something to upload documents. I kind of want to do a content addressable system, content addressable storage, because I learned about that recently. So maybe that'll be cool. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with what we got done today, because I've been stuck the kind of like previous streams just I've been stuck kind of the previous streams just having some errors, having some trouble with the DBs. So I'm glad like this went pretty well. But I'm gonna call it off for today because it's been 2 hours, and I'm just gonna commit my changes. We're gonna say add vector DB and embeddings generator and connect both components. And git push. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you very much everybody for joining today. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Akini, for sending that chat. I wish I could have responded to you sooner. I'm gonna try and figure out a way to see chat while I'm streaming. But thank you anyway. And I'll see you guys on Saturday, where I'm gonna be doing a lead code contest. So tune back